Air Transat passengers have been warned their flights may be canceled starting today. The airline's pilots are now in a position to strike on Wednesday if there is no last-minute deal before then. CTV's Nicole Lampa has the latest from the airport this morning. So, Nicole, Air Transat doesn't fly in or out of our city. So how does this impact the Edmontonians?
Kent, Air Transat is known as a leisure airline with flights to Europe or down south. So the only potential impact for an Edmonton passenger is if they booked a connecting flight out of either Toronto or Montreal. The union says that it wants to continue with negotiations around the clock to reach a deal, but says its pilots have had enough because they've been without a contract for the last 10 years.
We're trying to bring compensation up to date, along with our pension, the benefits, and also one of the most important items, job security.
About 700 Air Transit pilots could go on strike as early as Wednesday after 99% of them voted in favor of a strike if necessary. The union says more than 180 pilots have left due to poor working conditions and job security. It argues the airline's latest offer is very inaccurate and a product of creative accounting. The airline says wages are the sticking point, saying a 59% increase over 5 years is a good offer and has had no choice but to start canceling flights with a full suspension Tuesday. An aviation management professor believes both sides are getting closer to a deal that could potentially avert this strike.
You know, Air Canada having settled with a 42% increase for their pilots, WestJet somewhere in the low 30% range. So this 59% offer, is not going to leapfrog Transat over any one of those two carriers, but it'll bring it closer together, and that should help the hemorrhaging that Air Transat's been having, losing pilots to those other two carriers.
In the meantime, air passenger rights experts are weighing in for those potentially impacted by this potential disruption. We'll hear from one of them in half an hour. Kent.
Okay, Nicole, thank you.